Welcome back to Yonsi Thrills. On our table today, we have sleeve pattern drafting. And if you are interested in this video, let's get right to it. Last video was on how to draft the basic bodice, and now is our sleeve. So these are all you need for your sleeve. And we are going to start our measurement on the true body. Take away the allowances. We're not measuring the allowances, the one on the shoulder, the one on the side, or the one on the sleeve. We're not measuring allowances. So, of course, you know from our last video, these basic bodies is without allowance. So, you measure both your front and your back armhole, add them all together. That is your armhole before adding allowance. So you measure both for the front and the back, add them all together, add them both together, and divide it by 2. Whatever you have, we are going to make use of it. Click the link on the top right to get how I drafted the basic bodice. So from here I have 16.25 divided by 2, I have 8.125. Now I'm going to add 1 inch allowance just for any extra allowance. Just for any extra. So this will now guide me on how much I'm going to fold for my fabric. And here I'm making use of a pattern paper, but I'm going to cut it as though I'm cutting a fabric. So I'm measuring 9.125 and I'm folding it through. Of course, folding it into 2, and that is my center fold. Now I'm going ahead to mark my starting point, just 1/2 inch allowance from the start, just taking out 1/2 inch allowance to take care of any allowances that I'm going to add there. And I'm going down to mark my cap sleeve, my cap height. You will see the measurement on the screen. That's the formula for getting it, but I'll make a video on how to measure it actually, but this is the formula. And now from the starting point, I'm going down by whatever inch I have for my short sleeve. That is my bicep. From shoulder to your bicep. And then your shoulder to your elbow length. I'm just marking it on both sides for accuracy. And also from your shoulder to your wrist. That is my long sleeve. Please click the link on the top right to get how I got these body measurements. When I mark it, I'm going to swear it all out. Now on this cap sleeve, from shoulder to my cap, I'm still saying cap sleeve, from my shoulder to cap height, from the center fold, you know that 8.125 that I have as my armhole, front and back divided by 2. I'm just going to start from the center, from the tip, just as you can see me do, and wherever I have 8.125, I'm going to mark it just as shown, and I'm going to mark a diagonal line across. So I'm going to find the middle of this line, mark it. This is very easy. Like, I don't know, I just found my way around this method. Then I'm going up by 1/2 inch from that middle point, and I'm going to make a curve there. Just follow what I'm doing in the video. From there, I'm going to make a straight line, or you can just make it a slight curve. That would be for your back sleeve. And then the other half, just as you will see. From there, I'm going to eyeball and just get the middle. You know, when we are cutting the front or basic bodies, we took out 0.5 from the front. So from my back sleeve, I'm going in by 0.5. So I'm going to make a curve there, as you can see me do. Please, from your back sleeve, you would observe how I did it. Then I'm going to make a curve there. You You can just use your free hand, or you can still make use of your curved ruler, but I made use of my free hand, and then just complete it. So that is for your front, and I'm going to use my red marker to mark it through to indicate the difference between the front and the back. So now let's measure it and know if we are accurate. I'm measuring the back now, and from what I have there, you can see 8 inches, which is exactly what I have for my back, or either 8 inches or 8.125. Then the front, 8.25, as you can see. So it's accurate or almost accurate. Now I'm going to mark the circumferences. Of course, the biceps circumference divided by 2, and I'm marking it there. Mine is 5.75. The elbow circumference divided by 2, that is 5.25, and I'm marking my wrist circumference divided by 2, which is 4, and I'm going to connect everything. So from this basic sleeve, if you're marking your short sleeve, of course, you just end in your short and add extra allowances, maybe 2 or 1. So just like you can see, I'm adding an 1-inch allowance. That is if you are sewing for a long sleeve. 1 to 2 inches sewing allowance by the side. So if you're cutting for your elbow, you just end at the elbow and still add 1-inch allowance, just like that. And that is all. Also for your short, you just add 1-inch allowance, as you can see. Then let's move over to the second way you can do this. As you can see, I just turned the pattern paper I used the other way around. And now I'm making use of the 8.125. So, of course, marking your starting point line. Going down for my cap height. My cap height, I'm making use of 4 inches. That is, I got it with the formula I pasted on the video. That is my center fold. So I'm just taking off that extra 1 inch I added in the beginning. I'm just taking it off. Then from there, I'm making a curve. Just make a curve, freehand curve. And I'm going to mark it out with the marker to, make it clearer for us. This is just a very easier way, a very simple way. Just make it. This is for the back. It's not too curvy. The back is not always curvy. So just as you can see, okay, from there too, I'm going in by 0.5 inch. And I'm going to connect it like that. That will be my front sleeve. My front sleeve. Okay, this is just a rough sketch. So you can go on and, give it a fine touch. Sketch it to be finer. That is for my back and this is for my front. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my tape rule and measure to see that I have my armhole circumference divided by 2. So that is what I'm measuring wherever it stops, and that is 8.125. So wherever my 8.125 stops, I'm going to mark it there. And that is all. That is all for this method. So other ones are just the same thing we did for the first method. You mark your shoulder to your upper arm, to your elbow, and to your wrist. Then you mark the circumference. Yeah, you just spread it out and connect the whole lines together. So if you're watching, give this video a thumbs up. And honestly, you guys have really been doing well. Thank you for all those who have subscribed to this very channel. I'm very much grateful. Go on and keep subscribing. Thank you. So I'm just going ahead to connect the whole lines together. As you can see, it's kind of sharp, but just don't make it sharp. Use a curve ruler or freehand and smoothing every sharp part, just as I'm doing right now. And that is all. That is all. Go ahead and add the allowances. Your joining allowance or your sewing allowance for the hem, 1 inch for the side, 1 inch, and then now I'm going to teach you how to just go about adding your 0.5 inch allowance there, sewing allowance, joining allowance. So I'm just marking my 0.5. As you can see, I've already cut out some parts. So, but it's still to buttress on it. I'm just going all the way around for the back, 0.5. That will be my sewing allowance. So I'm going ahead to just trim it off. I already cut it off, but I'm just trimming it off. Oh, sorry. Then I'm going to unfold it and cut for the front, as you can see. Still 0.5 all the way. Then if you notice, I've already given 1 inch allowance for the side. So this is all you need to know. I'm just trimming out the excesses, the front excess. And yeah, that is your back. So in my next video, I'm going to, be cutting on dresses, on fabrics, because this sleeve now, there is how you need to cut it to get for your front and the back. So in our next video, we'll do it. Thank you very much. Bye.